Have you seen the TikTok videos claiming you can buy land or a house in South Africa with no bank, no bond, and easy 5 to 12-year terms? Well, it's called installment sale. But here's the truth, done right, it's 100% legal, no problems at all. Done wrong, it's a financial nightmare waiting to happen. Today, I'm going to show you how it really works and how to protect yourself from getting scammed. What is an installment sale, Trevor? Well, an installment sale is a very specific, legally recognized way to buy property under Chapter 2 of the Alienation of Land Act. In other words, Act 68 of 1981. It's a written, signed agreement where the buyer pays the price in more than two installments over a longer period of time. In other words, it's got to be more than 1 year. And ownership transfers only after the final payment is made. Now, it can be used for what, Trevor? Well, it can be used for land purchases. It can be used for you to buy a house, a primary residence at that. It can also be used to purchase investment properties. But here's also something that you may not know. First time buyers who don't yet qualify for a bond can also use this process. In other words, this is not a loophole. Banks and conveyancers recognize it as legitimate when it's done correctly. The process must-haves, Trevor. What are the must-haves? Okay, in order for this to be legitimate, here are the non-negotiables if you want this to be legal and enforceable. Number one, it must be written and it must be a signed contract and it must cite Chapter 2 of the Alienation of Land Act. Then, number two, you need to be careful of. It must also state Section 20 recordal at the deeds office before, listen, I'm going to say this again, before you make a single payment. Apart, of course, from allowable occupational rent, if that applies. Number three, Trevor, I've heard that we can pay this off over 12 years. No. Number three, what is the term length we're talking about, Trevor? Okay, number one, it must be more than 1 year minimum. Now, if the land doesn't yet have a separate title, for argument's sake, in a new development, the maximum repayment term is 5 years, not 12 years as you're seeing on TikTok. Number four is another thing you need to be aware of. National Credit Act compliance. What does that mean? Well, if interest or fees are being charged, the seller must be registered with the National Credit Regulator. Be careful of that. Number five, transfer duty still applies and must be paid within 6 months to avoid penalties. Trevor, the real risks? What are the real risks? Well, here's where TikTok leaves you in the dark. Number one, unrecorded deals. If the contract isn't recorded at the deeds office, the seller could bond the property, sell it to someone else, or even lose it in insolvency. And you, yes, you will lose everything. Also, unregistered credit providers. There's so many of them on TikTok. Are they registered credit providers? Yes or no? If the seller charges interest but isn't NCR registered, listen to this, the whole agreement can be unenforceable. Now, another issue, overpromised terms. In other words, claiming you can buy any land with 12-year terms ignores the legal 5-year cap. The legal 5-year cap for undeveloped land without title. Hidden costs. Here's something you must also consider. You are still responsible for things like rates, levies, insurance, and yes, penalties. So, Trevor, give us something to hang our hat on here. Okay, so here is your legitimacy test, your legitimacy checklist. So before you pay a cent, here's your 5-point safety check. Number 1, contract cites Chapter 2 of the Alienation of Land Act. Number 2, proof of Section 20 Deeds Office recordal. Number 3, NCR registration confirmed if interest is charged. Next, term length matches legal requirements. 1 year to 5 years. No more, no less. Transfer duty, plan must be in writing. In other words, when am I going to pay transfer duty? Am I going to pay transfer duty? Now, an installment sale can be a powerful tool, especially if the banks say no. But it only works when you follow the law. Work with a conveyancer and protect yourself from the sharks, my friends. If you're looking at this option, you're more than welcome to contact me before you sign. I'll help you understand the process, check for compliance, and connect you with the right legal professionals. Don't gamble with your future. I'm Trevor Whittaker.